Game 2 of the 2025 Paul Logan Memorial Invitational pits the hosting North Central Panthers out of Class 4A against the fellow Class 4A Decatur Central Hawks. They come in at 5-7, North Central at 4-7. Today's game presented by LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing, and the Paul Logan Foundation, honoring Coach Logan's legacy, bringing our community together. Rick Johnston, Jane Schott here with you. Decatur Central comes in losing their last time out against East Central on Tuesday by just 2 points, but they've also lost 5 of their last 8. North Central coming in, loses 4 of their last 5. Both teams trying to get their footing here to end 2025.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a reset, and maybe that that break after the, get through your finals, take a little break, come back refreshed, ready to go. I think both these teams have pieces. I think that they are both teams that are still developing what their identity is. So I would expect this game to be very competitive in trying to find that footing.
Decatur Central led by Nick Carruthers in his 4th season, 10th season overall as a head coach in the state of Indiana. And North Central led by former Indiana All-Star Fakara Hawkins, Fakara Malone during her time in high school. She just had a really nice run as the head coach down at Oakland City, stepping into the high school ranks here. And she's joined by former Miss Basketball at the end of her staff in Amber Harris, who also went here to North Central. So a lot of high-level coaching here on the floor today for both NC and Decatur Central.
Yeah, it should be a great matchup. I think both teams, play strong, solid defense. So we've already talked about the fact that first game back, got to get your legs underneath you. Going to have to go to their bench. I know North Central's a little shorthanded today. We'll talk about that a little bit, but I think one of the things that she does have is she's got some young squad that looking to just kind of try to gel over the break here.
And NC, they are going to play 9 to 10 players, so look for them to get up and down the floor here today, as Decatur Central has altered the starting lineup just a little bit, as Coach Carruthers told us pregame, dealing with a little bit of injuries as the Hawks in the road blue win the opening tip, and they have our first possession here of game number 2 of the day.
Panthers start out in the man-to-man defense. Right now, Decatur Central trying to figure out, okay, where can we score the basketball? They're going to reset their offense right now.
McElrath at the controls here for Decatur Central. Serenity Johnson swings it to the edge, deflected out of bounds off of Nyla Barnes, and NC gets a turnover here to start.
And we said you're going to have to deal with some turnovers early on, it feels like. Everybody just getting settled in. So Decatur Central going to trap right away off of the point guard, trying to get her to throw the ball, and she did.
Whitehead up top finds Layla Scott Knox for an open 3.
Layla Scott can definitely fill it up from behind the arc, and with that trap, then they had an open player. Scott taking advantage of it.
We've seen her time increase dating back to the Crispus Annex overtime loss here on this floor earlier in the year. Slipping Johnson, and that's a traveling violation. Back-to-back turnovers for DC to start things off here.
They're not going to trap this time. They're just going to play straight up man-to-man. See what North Central brings.
Nina Whitehead down low, and Scott Knox has got the first 5 of our ball game today. And Nick Carruthers calls an early timeout. He is not happy at the top of your screen.
Well, that's a screen that a lot of teams will set. Ball goes to the wing. Free throw line player sets a screen for that whoever made that pass to come down. In fact, that's the offense Decatur Central was running. So he's probably not happy because they defend that every day. One of the things that they got to figure out is, are you going to switch that? Are you going to help on it? One thing you can't do is let her have a wide open layup.
Quick start, minute and 10 seconds into this one for the Panthers. Long time off, over a week off here for NC. Lost on this floor to Pendleton Heights, 57-49. When you were a coach, Jane, did you like the longer break coming over Christmas, or did you like to get a game in, then have a couple days off for Christmas and then go?
We took a big break. A lot of our kids were fall sport athletes, so they go through the summer, they go fall, they come right into basketball. That's their one time that they can take a full week off, and we would do that.
In the corner, and a 3 in there for Serenity Johnson, and she gets DC on the board.
Good penetration and kick out for the open jump shooter.
Fansley dribbling from Scott Knox. 3 ball on the way. Whitehead swish for Nina Whitehead.
The response from Nina Whitehead, senior point guard or senior guard who can also fill it up from behind. I like that 1-2 punch of Whitehead and Scott Knox.
Harrington defending here, trying to turn the corner. McElrath weaving her way through it, just rolls off and tapped out by Serenity Johnson. Keeps it here with the Hawks. Quick ball movement. Nyla Barnes, three does not go. Offensive rebound for McElrath. A little show and go. Weaves her way in and puts it in off glass.
McElrath is somebody that you got to keep an eye on. 15 points a game. She and almost 6 rebounds. She's active on both ends.
3-point lead for the Panthers. Attacking the rim, Harrington, and she spins it in with the left.
This is basically the same team that North Central had last year. They were playing young then, and now they've got some experienced veterans. Harrington is somebody who's been a starter for them from the very beginning.
McElrath bumped on the take by Mackenzie Rutland. Brother Ron Rutland III in his first season over at Marion after spending last year as a freshman in IU Indianapolis. Free throws here for Aaliyah McElrath. Leading scorer on the year, just over 15 points a night. They struggled to shoot the free throws this season at just 55%.
Well, the fact that she gets to the free throw line is a big key, because that means she's attacking the basket, something that she can improve upon in her game. And if she does, those are going to be easy points that she doesn't want to leave behind.
Hawks turned up the defensive pressure here against North Central. NC jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Stop and pop three on the way, and swish for Nina Whitehead.
You cannot keep your hands down. You got to be ready to play. She's going to shoot it.
McElrath can't convert on the other end. Rebounded up by Obede. 3-point shot halfway down, out off the rim and the glass, and down for Serenity Johnson.
Good look by Johnson from behind the arc. It's going to be fast-paced today, Rick.
Say buckle up, and if you like three-point shooting, this is the game for you. Obede losing in the backcourt, and a desperation timeout called by Nick Carruthers. And that's 2 30-second timeouts for Decatur Central here in this first quarter alone. First out of frustration defensively. This one wanted to make sure that that backcourt violation didn't get called against his ball club.
Yeah, that's something you hope that he doesn't going to need them later, but those are 2 timeouts that you I don't want to say burn. Sometimes you got to do it, and maybe that first one was to get his team going, which it did. It worked. But a second one here, maybe let it play out, because you're going to have to go. You really can't call another timeout the rest of this half. If you maybe one, but you got to save a couple to go down the stretch with this team.
Not even halfway through quarter number 1 for Decatur in the road blue. Again, both teams have been on the wrong side of the scoreboard in the last couple of times out. Decatur losers of 5 of their last 8. North Central 4 out of their last 5.
North Central trying to back it up into their half-court man-to-man defense. Still be just as much pressure. They don't relax, and that's Fakara Malone's. Oh, I knew I was going to do that, because I used to call the games when she was Fakara Malone. Fakara Hawkins' style defensively.
The former Purdue Boilermaker has sent 3 subs into the ball game here. Raven Walls, a 6'2 senior, 21 in white. Hallie Daniels, 5'10 sophomore, out there as well for the Panthers. And wide open down low, Annabella Obede.
Well, that's a good penetration and kick down low. Walls had to come up to stop the penetration. There was no drop down help defense.
Haley Howard, 11 in white, also one of the new faces out there for North Central. They'll play 9 or 10, and they are not afraid to push it up and down the floor and use that depth. Make it 4 fresh faces with Denia King on the ball, turned over and stolen by Havana Thompson. Transition 3 to give Decatur Central the lead, and it's no good off the back of the rim. Down low, Obede too strong and cleaned up by Walls.
Great pass down low by Johnson, finding the Obede. She is really a low down low, strong. Didn't get the finish that time, but she is in a good spot.
Here comes Nia Jackson on for the first time for North Central. So you have 2 6'2 players out there in Walls and Jackson. Walls the senior and Jackson the junior.
Got some size to go along with that shooting guards. They can just develop some post presence. This North Central team could be a team to reckon with.
King, the freshman point guard, turns right into her to a fellow freshman in Obede, who blocks the shot.
Yeah, you can see Coach Hawkins on the sideline saying, settle down. Needed to back that one out and see what you got. Defense was there, nowhere to go.
Howard inbound for the Panthers. See the knee brace on the left knee there of Jackson taking the inbound.
Looking for a high-low look, but they're covering Walls up pretty well down low.
Daniels, the sophomore, extra step to greatness, threw it into traffic, and then she tried to save it. Daniels stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, it was a good penetration, but kind of you have to have a plan. When you're penetrating down there, you either go into the rim or you're looking to and she got down there, didn't have anybody to pass to because the defense was there.
King waits for McElrath right near the timeline. Try to aim at 13, too strong, gets her own miss. Another offensive rebound, 4th or 5th of the opening quarter here for Decatur Central. Obede cross court, nice read from the 6'2" Raven Walls. Long steps to the front end, but couldn't get the layup.
Love that weak side defense. She read that perfectly, but just couldn't get the finish. Raven Walls is somebody that she came off the bench last year. She's a senior center. She's got great size. A little bit raw, has come along in the last couple of years.
Nina Whitehead back in to run the point here for North Central. Like Jane mentioned, up and down action on the floor, and North Central will be going to move people in and out of this ball game like a hockey coach would on the ice.
Yeah.
3-point shot, no good off the first one from Howard. Her putback didn't go as well. And a defensive foul, loose ball here against North Central underneath the hoop.
Jackson and Walls trying to secure that offensive rebound, just couldn't get it done.
Goes on Jackson, number 1 on her. Second against NC here in quarter number 1. Decatur Central watched North Central score the first 5 points of the game. Since then, the Hawks have cut it down to 2. They've had a couple chances to tie or take the lead. Another one here, and it's still unable to do so. Soaring over everyone was Walls for the big-time rebound.
Good defense by McElrath just to hold them up, and they got an over and back because of that pressure.
Taking that first punch, DC has done a really good job of weathering the storm here. Still able to get over the hump to either tie it or take the lead, but they've done a good job to stay right in this one after giving up 5 quick ones in less than a minute. Thompson trying to go baseline, back outside. Johnson's had the hot hand from 3, and she makes her 3rd in a row to start the day and give the Hawks the lead.
Well, a great kickback by her teammate to get her wide open for the standalone easy shot.
Serenity Johnson, 3 of 3 from downtown. Daniels puts on the deck. Thompson blocked her from behind. Putting it up and in, though, is Raven Walls.
Great opportunistic shot by Raven Walls as she picks up the block.
Another 3 on the way for Decatur Central. This time it's Nyla Barnes from the corner.
Well, it was one of those where everybody sees the ball go in. Doesn't matter if it was you or not. A little bit of confidence by the Hawks right now, seeing that 3 ball go in.
Decatur Central, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc here in the first quarter. Whitehead around a screen, back to the screener and Walls. Pocket picked as she went to the double team. Serenity Johnson picks it up. She's been red hot from 3. Step through to greatness, but can't get the layup. Jackson has the rebound for North Central as we had a minute to go here in a quick moving opening stanza.
Got to settle it down just a little bit, see what they can get off of their offense. They got a high-low post. They're just looking to, a little bit of pressure, though. Couldn't handle it up top.
McElrath and Daniels diving on it. Tie up, possession error here with North Central, but McElrath, when she wanted to, she jumped right out and made Daniels' life hectic.
Well, it was a great read because she knew that the play was for Daniels to come to her left, and McElrath just jumped that, making her, if she could have put it through her legs and gone down the lane, but didn't get it done.
Dariah Colbert, Courtney Lee make their first appearances for Decatur Central. Mia Barnes back out there as well. Nice post up, down low, and easy work for Rutland.
Good design play. Just a quick touch pass. Get Mackenzie Rutland. Easy bucket down low.
McElrath slowing it down here for the Hawks. Tied at 17 with less than 30 to go here in the first.
They're going to look for the last shot right now, see what they can get going. Look to get the ball into McElrath's hand, see if she can get that last shot.
Serenity Johnson traveled with the way she's shooting the 3. I thought she was just going to take it from him. I know she was a couple feet outside the arc, but when you're 3 of 3,
yeah,
might do a little heat check right
Might
there.
a little bit early, so she was trying to see what developed, but what developed was the turnover. So sometimes you got to say shoot it before you turn it over.
Final 9.2 here, the first. 3 to beat the horn, off the front rim. Walls beats the horn and got it! Raven Walls beats the horn and gives North Central a 2-point lead after 1 quarter of play here on their home floor.
Great job by Walls to just see that coming off and had to shoot it quickly, fading away a little bit. Got it to go down with a good follow through.
4 in the quarter for Raven Walls as North Central has a 2-point lead after 1 here on the ISC Sports Network.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking, honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking, honest.
Call today and save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is good.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler! Whoa!
Decatur Central, first possession here the second quarter as they trail by 2. Hot hand in the first half was Serenity Johnson, who just gave it up. It was 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. But on the deck, Barnes got caught up by the North Central front court, and the runner off the back rim does not go by Courtney Lee. Her putback will result in a couple of free throws. Good effort there from Courtney Lee to start.
Yeah, she averages 2.5 points a game, but more importantly, 5 rebounds, and 2.5 of those are on the offensive board. So she's doing her job that she normally does.
When you have a player like her at 6 feet tall, what does that do, particularly on those hustle things to kind of get the team going here after watching that buzzer-beating 2-pointer at the end of the first for NC?
Well, she can protect the rim. You look at her not only that she's 6 feet, she's got great wingspan, so she can be a defender for you. She needs probably a little developing her offensive skills, but one of the things she does very well is get the offensive rebounds and putbacks, and she only didn't make those free throws.
Rare couple of misses there as Lee is 6 of 8 coming in. Walls with the offensive rebound, and then she gets called for a traveling violation with a lot of the shorter defenders kind of flying around her inside the paint.
Yeah, she just needs to settle down and gather herself. She's had good success in the first quarter with 4 points.
4 of the 5 starters back on the floor here for North Central. Raven Walls, the lone non-starter, replacing Ari Harrington, along with Rutland, Scott Knox, Loy, and Nina Whitehead. Each team has had the ball once here in the third quarter. Neither team came up with points. McElrath, jump stop, and a held ball. Possession arrow back to North Central.
They used a little hesitation to try to get to that interior of the defense, but Walls did a nice job of coming over, and that was one where McElrath either needed to back it out or she had to kick it early before she got into trouble.
And now all 5 starters return to the floor for North Central with Ari Harrington on here for NC with the ball at the top of your screen. Has some significant tape on that right thumb and wrist. Whitehead lobs it in. Rutland got behind the defense and an easy 2 for Mackenzie Rutland.
A terrific seal by her, and the defense planning to play over top so they can't get the high-low look, so she just takes the lob pass.
3-quarter court pressure once again here from North Central. McElrath slithering her way to the cup. Too strong, cleaned up by Loy, and here come the Panthers trying to push.
That's the look she wants. She just didn't shot a little too strong.
The lefty from the mid-range, and Harrington goes up and over the basket support and back to Decatur Central. But North Central, they're going to move that ball quickly up the floor here.
One of the things that, Coach Hawkins wants to see is defense and rebounding that transitions into offense quickly. That time you saw it, just didn't get it to go down. 2-2-1 full court press by the Panthers.
Barnes lost it, throws it up. Beautiful read by Layla Scott Knox. fumbled the dribble a little bit. Angles, no good first time, and then Whitehead got fouled on the follow.
Good job by Whitehead to keep it alive. You talked about that beautiful read. They got the ball down in the corner and tried to make a long pass out. And anytime you do that, that weak side defender's got to play that passing lane. She did it perfectly. She wasn't able to get the points herself, but at least she put it up off the rims for her teammates to get an offensive rebound free throw opportunity.
Stays down for Whitehead. She's got an early 7. Looks like they got Colbert on the foul. Either her or McElrath, one of those two. Both free throws good for Whitehead. She's got 8. And a traveling violation by McElrath, the senior guard.
Right now, the Panther defense is just speeding the Hawks up. They're feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And that time you saw McElrath try to get past the defender before she even really had the basketball, and that's why she traveled.
Harrington at the controls here for NC, but throws it right into the arms of Dariah Colbert. Loy races back, and Colbert able to put it in.
Good finish by Colbert on the left-hand side, and a terrific read. She averages 8.5 a game and 5 rebounds.
Double team comes, floating it, catch and shoot 3 from Ari Harrington. Off the back of the rim, Scott Knox tried to tap it to herself, but deflected it out of bounds.
Decatur Central just got to kind of hang around here because they don't want North Central to take the lead away and get it into double digits before the first half. So they got to continue to take care of the basketball.
Colbert sprinting to the front court, guards the baseline. Harrington cut her off, threw it back, and it is out of bounds. Thompson thought it was deflected by a North Central defender, but that Panther acceleration and that speed, not just good on the offensive end, pretty good defensively too.
Yeah, I don't think anybody tipped that. It was just an errant pass out of bounds. Back to man for the Decatur Central.
Loy gives way to Whitehead. Harrington, Loy posting up. Rutland calls for it, fires a 3, too strong. Scott Knox has the rebound, and she gets pushed down to the floor.
Good sportsmanship that time. Colbert picks her back up. She just inadvertent bang, knocked her to the ground. Kind of a unique play. They send Loy down in the post, and that allowed for Rutland to step out. Defender's not going to come out on her, even though she was not able to knock that 3 down.
Kenley Schuler, 6'2 junior, on for the first time. North Central unable to convert as DC quickly moves to the floor here with Nyla Barnes. A long 3 from right in front of that North Central bench.
Catch and shoot. She was ready to go, got her feet set.
Quick 5-0 spurt here for DC, has them back to within 1. Whitehead with the ball on a string. Nice feed to Schuler, but it went right through her hands. And here come the Hawks the other way with Nyla Barnes. Harrington poked it out of bounds. But Decatur Central has found their rhythm here so far early on in the second.
Barnes is a 36% three-point shooter. That's her 30th on the season. So she's somebody that North Central's got to know where she is. The team only shoots 25%. She's the one bringing that percentage up, so she's the one to cover.
Decatur Central looking for the lead. They had it briefly at 14-13 and 17-15. Trying to get it here, and they do with a corner 3 from Mia Barnes.
Well, I guess you see sister doing it as well. That's the one thing you want to do.
Long 3 to answer. Whitehead, no. Crashing is Harrington, shoved on the take.
Yep,
and pushed there by Serenity Johnson.
Decatur Central's got to do a better job of keeping them off the boards. That's something that has got to be a focus for them if they want to get their running games. And check that. I think I gave the wrong percentages. Nia Barnes is, don't want to upset anybody, and so I got to make sure I get it right. 21% behind the arc for Nia, and Maya is the one that is Mia is the one that is 36%. So one of the things that you got a 1-2 punch on behind the arc. You got to guard. You got to make sure you get a hand in their face and make it a little tougher on them.
When in doubt, if it's a Barnes,
it's got to be a Barnes guard. Get a hand up. Get a hand up. Well, it's brought them back. It's got them right back into this basketball game.
Both free throws good for Ari Harrington. Ties us at 25. If you're just joining us, our game has been played at a breakneck pace here between Decatur Central and North Central. Two teams trying to find their footing coming in losers of a handful of their last couple of games heading in to the end of 2025. McElrath takes on 3 North Central defenders, and she traveled as the 2 post players, Jackson and Schuler, just closed the doors on her.
Their defense has been pretty good against her penetration. She's going to have to continue to just adjust and make a little bit better decisions in terms of whether to take it or maybe a pull-up. I think she's got a nice enough game that she can pull up.
Nice crossover from Scott Knox to get herself free, able to dish it off to Whitehead. Lobbing it in, and an offensive foul there against Nia Jackson, who shoved off on her defender.
Yeah, she had position, and then at the last minute just kind of pushed to get it to too much, get some separation. Didn't need to, but just a reaction. Kind of had a little smile on her face. So I think coach is probably happy they were looking to her, and she had good position.
Number 2 on her, Courtney Lee returning for Decatur Central. As McElrath gets a breather for the first time today. Decatur Central's had a couple of brief leads, twice back in the first quarter, once here in the second.
They're spreading their offense out a little bit, see if they can find a driving lane, get a ball screen.
Thompson almost lost it, got it back, open for a 3, Barnes. An air ball, but she was collided into on the closeout, and 3 free throws coming for the senior, Mia Barnes.
Well, that's what happens when you knock one down. People pay attention. Now all of a sudden she's flying at her. She didn't have a good base. So she's going to get 3 free throws.
Today's game brought to you by the Paul Loggan Foundation. The Paul Loggan Foundation continues to give back to Washington Township by providing valuable resources to all athletic teams and is dedicated to supporting student athletes and enhancing athletic opportunities across the district. Be sure to attend this year's Paul Loggan Invitational today. We're running all the way, have 4 more games left of the docket today and a full 6 tomorrow. The Paul Loggan Foundation honoring Coach Logan's legacy and bringing our community together.
Mia Barnes, an 83% free throw shooter. I think they must have only given her 2 on that.
So tough breaking the line there for Mia. 2-point lead once again here for the Hawks, tying their biggest of the early morning. Daniels, the 5'10 sophomore, draws the reach-in foul on Barnes. And the one thing here, Decatur Central's been able to stay in here and have a nice couple of runs, but they have committed way too many fouls, 4 with 3:07 left to go before recess.
They're going to be in the bonus here after 1 more, and there's still a long way to go in the second quarter.
As a coach, is that something you want to push right now with 3 minutes left and try to get that 5th one on Decatur Central if you're NC?
I think you can be aggressive, and you don't want to force it, but you definitely can take advantage of it for sure.
Lee stepped in front of Nia Jackson, fumbled it out of bounds, so it stays here with North Central. Whitehead tried to get a look at 3. She'll give way to Daniels from deep. Slightly off target. A whole bunch of folks fighting for it and coming away with it. Savannah Thompson. Two out of 3 free throws for Barnes. Last time down the floor for DC. Has them up by 2. Trying to make it 5 with a banker. Nyla Barnes. The bank is open here on a Monday morning.
She may not have called it, but it's going to count.
That one hit high above the square for her 3rd made 3 in as many attempts. And a turnover on a travel by North Central.
Well, I like the attack. That's the right idea. But she tries to get, I think she was trying to get a Euro step going, but maybe going a little bit too fast for that to develop without the travel.
Jane, how about this? Decatur Central 7 of 9 from 3-point range today.
They're filling it up, and they have gone on an 11-2 run with that.
Pressure defense here from Haley Howard. Couldn't get the steal. Now she re-engages, and it's going to send it off of N. Barnes. And Haley Howard, the 5'6 junior, a real pest defensively here for NC off the bench. Five-point hole for NC with 2:14 left to go before intermission.
See what they do defensively here. They're back to their man-to-man.
Whitehead tries to turn the corner, throws the runner up. Good defense by Thompson. Who's there for the rebound, bumped in the backcourt by Raven Walls, and that's going to frustrate head coach Fakara Hawkins. A foul coming 80 feet away from the hoop.
Especially from your post player. I mean, you know, the chances of her making a play on a guard who's going to go around her is really pretty slim.
Still have not seen McElrath back out there for Decatur Central. Leading scorer on the year has been held to just 3 points here so far today. Exited the game a couple of minutes ago. In her place, Nyla Barnes, and she traveled.
Yep, she got a little strung out. She was trying to make a pass, and you know, you got to, in that situation, better to jump stop, being able to pivot, keep your feet alive so that you can make a pass, and she wasn't able to do so.
NC has not scored in some time, ever since the couple of free throws from Ari Harrington.
They're going to say it was off Ari Harrington. McElrath doing a nice job of putting pressure on and then knocking it off Harrington to try to get the ball in bounds.
Just one field goal here for North Central in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've really kind of gone cold. They've gotten a couple of free throws, but nothing to speak of. And now Decatur Central has a chance to build on that 5-point lead.
And the player with that only made basket, Mackenzie Rutland, returned for North Central, but Mia Barnes is open for 3, and that means it's 3 more points for Decatur Central.
Macy Lloyd did a nice job of defending her early, but she just relaxed and let the ball kind of come into her. And again, hands down, man down. I mean, they're going to shoot it. Your hands are down. You've got to defend her in a way that she has to shoot over top of you.
Decatur Central is 8 for 11 from 3 here in this first half. Courtney Lee gathers in the deflection. She gets called for the carry.
She did. She spun it. And, you know, Coach Carruthers trying to get his team to settle down. That's one of those plays where a little bit of an errant pass. She just needed to gather it in, see what she's got, but she didn't try to take it to the basket off of that dribble and gets the turnover.
An 8-0 run.
Here comes the trap. They get out of it this time.
8 straight for the Hawks. Just one field goal for North Central here in the second quarter. Loy pivoting at the free throw line. And a timeout desperately called for from Fakara Hawkins as her offense has gone ice cold here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and she could tell her team was about to turn it over. Mackenzie Lloyd took it to the free throw line, nowhere to go, and didn't have anybody to pass to, so that's a good timeout by Coach Hawkins.
NC started out a quick 5-0 burst to start this game off, forced the Decatur Central timeout. But ever since this game got to the second quarter, it has been a really, really strong showing here for the visiting Hawks.
Yeah, I think the one thing that got them going is once you see that ball go through the basket on a three-pointer, then everybody's getting into the action and scoring quickly.
We mentioned Barnes, who came in and she'd only attempted 6 threes on the entire year, made 4 of them. She's 3 for 3 today, and you can see it starting to kind of go to everybody else. We mentioned how the team struggles shooting the threes just in the high 20s from a percentile, but Jane, like you mentioned, with a couple of ones go down, everyone starts feeling, well, I could probably pull up from here and have the hoop starts to look a little bit bigger, I think.
It does. Right? I love it when the hoop is big. You just kind of throw it in.
I needed the biggest hoop possible whenever I was playing.
Sometimes didn't make any difference, did it?
No, it didn't. It could have been as big a garbage can. That thing was still hitting rim.
A little high-low action again, trying to get Walls the ball, but they did a nice job. Courtney Lee down low, good defense.
Loy being defended up by M. Barnes. Loy accelerates, extra help comes from Lee, thrown over the rim as Loy looked for a foul that didn't come. Now Thompson caught in the backcourt.
What are they going to? They're going to get. I think they're going to get. Yeah, Havana Thompson with the clear out. She was feeling the pressure from Rutledge and she extended her elbow. That's the right call. It's a good thing we're not in college. They'd go to the monitor, look to the face, blow to the face,
and
right?
We'd be here for
we'd
10
be
minutes.
Here for 10 more minutes.
Got to keep it moving.
Yeah, we like that. It's not a bad thing.
That was the 5th foul on Decatur Central. Remember, they picked up their 3rd with 3 minutes left, and it has not affected them to not put North Central in the bonus just until right now. Rutland, the only made basket in the quarter, storms away to the rim, throws it up, and gets number 2 in the quarter for North Central.
Big, strong move by Rutland. We've seen her get downhill from that high post area. She loves that free throw, one dribble, going to the basket, gets the and one opportunity. And her team needed that. They have not scored a field goal since the 6:40 mark, so that's a little bit over 6 minutes, right around 6 minutes since their last field goal made field goal.
Pretty looking free throws there as well. Easy enough for me to say for Mackenzie Rutland. She's got 7, one off of Whitehead's team high of 8. Mia Barnes with 8.
Yep, little 1-2-2 zone press, just to throw them off. I like this look. A little bit dangerous because they've hit so many threes, but if you can cover those shooters and get to the shooters, it can work, but you can't foul.
Foul there on Denia King, number 5 on NC, and now free throws here for Decatur Central. Havana Thompson at the line for 2. 6 of 12 on the year. That's her first point of the morning.
Quiet gym. There's a pretty good crowd here, but everybody is maybe giving her the respect that she needs to hit a free throw.
I kind of looked around. I was like, wait, is it? It's really
What's
quiet.
happening? It's early morning. People are still trying to wake up.
Howard was open on the wing. Loy puts it on the deck. Low pass goes off the shin of Rutland.
That's the right idea. I like that she. Problem with Lloyd penetration there, she's looking at Rutland the whole time. She never looked at the basket. You got to look at the basket, let the defense come to you. Then you can make that little pocket pass to her and she can get it to go.
Decatur Central wants to take the air out of the ball here as Leah McElrath back on here for DC. Has not played in a couple of minutes. Not in foul trouble, but then thrown away from her. And McElrath, yeah.
Gonna let it go out of bounds because it was gonna be an over and back. That's one where, yeah, you know, you let it go out of bounds. Now they're gonna get it deeper. With the time that's left, that I would have picked it up and made him catch it out front.
Freshman Denia King. And time runs out before North Central can get a shot away. NC led by 2 at the end of the quarter, but a big-time second when the Decatur Central offense has the Hawks ahead by 7 as we head to halftime here on the ISC Sports Network.
And gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away and he puts it away. And little volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Goodness. Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left. Big players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. Oh! Oh! At the finish. Oh! You get a layup, take it, and an and one. Oh, ball. Ball. Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman. Whoa, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim! Six of them.
First half in the books for game number 2 here from the 2025 Paul Loggan Memorial Invitational. And at the break, it's Decatur Central on top of North Central 35-28 thanks to an 18-9 second quarter. Jana, that second stanza, DC held the Panthers to just 2 made field goals.
Yeah, that was, they scored early on a bucket. Mackenzie Rutledge was able to get that first bucket, and then they went cold. And they got to the free throw line, but they did not get any field goals for about 6 minutes. And Rutledge finally broke it again where she got an and one opportunity, finished with the free throw. But definitely an offensive drought for the Panthers. And some of that was, you know, you can't let if the other team starts scoring, that can't, you know, you still got to have an intensity about it. And I felt like once they hit those threes, North Central kind of let down. They really got a little panicked, started just forcing a little bit, instead of just staying calm and doing all the things that, what you were doing in the first quarter that built you the lead.
You look at it on the other side for offensively for Decatur Central. We mentioned it. They don't shoot the three ball particularly well in the high 20s, but they go 8 for 11 in the first half.
Yeah, you don't count on it, but as soon as they hit a couple, then you got to start guarding it, because it's one of those things where play the percentages until the percentages start to lie, and then you better play the game, and that's something that North Central did not adjust to quickly enough, and all of a sudden Decatur Central gets hot.
On the other side for North Central, and we mentioned this, 2 field goals in that third quarter. They started out incredibly hot, 5-0 run, less than 30 seconds in, forced a timeout from Decatur Central. North Central, what would you see them like to get back to that was successful, particularly in that first quarter?
Well, I think the one thing that I liked was for North Central is that they were attacking the basket. They were moving the ball, and they got some screens that freed some people up. I felt like they got rushed and went away from that offensive execution. So expect them to do that here in the second half.
Take a break, come back, take a look at our first half stats and our first half highlights at the break. Decatur Central leads North Central 35-28 here on the ISC Sports Network.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello!
Did it again.
Hello!
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor, and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler!
Whoa!
And gets the highlights.
Now he takes the look away, and he puts it away.
And little volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped though by Lawrence Barnes, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness.
First half highlights saw North Central get out to a hot start, scoring the first 5 points of the ball game, including a 3 from Layla Scott Knox. And that Scott Knox got the bucket down low as well. She finished with all 5 of her points in the first half. But Jane, the story of the first half, 3-point shooting for Decatur Central.
Here comes the barrage. You see the first one go down, but North Central had some answer in the first quarter, but they weren't able to sustain that in the second quarter. You see McElrath getting to the basket easily, and right now the 3-point barrage from North Central has been from Whitehead. She knocks it down, another from behind the arc. But here comes the Barnes sisters. You have to put a hand up and not let them have easy baskets. I was impressed by Raven Walls on the offensive glass in that first quarter. She did a good job of picking up a couple. There's that's I'm going to get it right. That's Nyla Barnes' side. Then involved. Everybody's getting involved. Like you said, that bank shot when it's going. Big time shot by her, as well as Mia Barnes getting one to go down. Finally, Mackenzie Rutledge in the second quarter got that field goal after the six-minute drought for the Panthers.
Rutland had 7 points in that and one there in the first half. Decatur Central, we mentioned the 3-point shooting. 3 made for 3 of 4 Serenity Johnson. 2 of 2 were Mia Barnes. They were 8 of 11 as a team. Aaliyah McElrath, their leading scorer, held to just 3 points all in the first quarter. Didn't play for a significant amount of time in that second quarter. Did come back, though, towards the end. Nyla Barnes with 9, tied with Serenity Johnson for team high honors. Dry Colbert with 2, Mia Barnes with 8, Havana Thompson had 2. And Annabella Obede, who played in just the first quarter, had 2. On the other side for North Central, Nina Whitehead had 8. Macy Loy, Haley Howard, Denia King, Kenley Schuler, Hallie Daniels all played, along with Nia Jackson, all played but did not score in that first half for North Central. They play 10 to 11 players. They get up and down, but they have not been able to find one consistent score here today.
Yeah, that's something that, I think that's always going to be a challenge. They're still waiting on Winston to get inserted into the lineup as well. So who knows what this team is going to be able to do? But they've got some they have some players that can. They just haven't been consistent this season.
Layla Scott Knox had 5 for NC, 4 for Walls, 4 for Harrington, and 7 for Mackenzie Rutland, second on the team. But again, she had 5 of the points in that second quarter for the Panthers. We'll step aside shortly, come back. Second half tip-off next here on the ISC Sports Network.
And little volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Kept though by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness. Give it to him. Rolls through the lane and he ducks him. Oh my goodness.
Third quarter about to get underway here from North Central, our second of 6 games today here on day 1 of the 6th annual Paul Loggan Memorial Invitational. After this one, top 10 matchup between Valparaiso and Hamilton Southeastern to round out the morning session. On the girls' side, the fellas take over. Avon and Valpo, Cathedral North Central, and Hamilton Southeastern Decatur Central. Our final 3 games of the day with Greg Rakestraw, Jim Leisure, and a cast of thousands coming up for the men's games here tonight. That Greg Rakestraw, busy guy, was doing the Colts post-game show yesterday, 3 games today.
He's everywhere.
I think there are multiple Greg Rakestraws, I think.
With a real Greg Rakestraw.
So could North Central dig out of this hole they found themselves in? They start on the defensive side of the ball. Decatur Central outscored them 18-9 in that second quarter. They lead by 7 as the starters back on the floor to start the third quarter.
Setting a little double screen along the baseline for McElrath, and she's going to take it strong. You see she gets a lot of attention. Help side defense.
Deep 3, Havana Thompson from the parking lot.
She had time to set her feet, and she shows that she's got that range. Nothing but net.
5 points for the 5'10 junior, trying to answer Rutland, and she does from the top of the key.
Mackenzie Rutland has been there scoring in the second and leading into the third.
Had 5 of their 8 in the second. Has scored 8 of her 10 since the first. Serenity Johnson behind the back bounce, out to Thompson, trying to go 2 for 2, and she does this time from the left side.
I think that the plan should be, if someone scores on you like that, you got to go get them right away, even if, no matter what the percentage is. She's obviously hot.
Thompson with the steal, 1-on-2, doesn't care, throws it up and gets fouled.
Havana Thompson coming out of the halftime on fire. First 6 points for Decatur Central, and takes it strong on the left-hand side, gets fouled.
Came in just 14 of 56 from 3. Looking anything but that here in this third stanza. Second one on Nina Whitehead for North Central. And Thompson has now had 7 to start the third quarter off.
Well, Thompson is somebody that she's a junior, started for him last year and just continuing on.
Quickly up to 11 points, the lead here for Decatur Central.
Yep, little four-court man-to-man from Decatur Central, just trying to keep some pressure on him.
Layla Scott Knox with Serenity Johnson defending. To the edge in Harrington.
They're trying to get the ball down to Rutland. Now get the double team from Thompson. She can't find the open player, finally does in Loy.
3 ball on the way, can't get it. Rutland offensive rebound. Obede turning her away, but then Rutland stays with it.
Mackenzie Rutland doing a little bit of everything right now for the Panthers.
12 points, leading scorer for NC as they trail by 9. Johnson, 3 of 4 from 3 in the first half. Shimmies, shakes, picks it up at the free throw line and goes outside to Nyla Barnes.
Harrington came over and doubled just momentarily.
Johnson and Barnes, red hot from 3 in the first half. Can't find the first one in the second. And Rutland saving on the timeline.
They've got numbers if they can get it down.
Whitehead, floater off balance, and she drew the foul on Havana Thompson, number 2 on her.
Great outlet pass, got it out quick. Rutledge was able to get it to Scott Knox to push ahead.
Whitehead, 2 of 2 from the line in the first half. Number 3 for her. And the first sub on the bench in the third quarter, Hallie Daniels for NC. As Layla Scott Knox exit stage left.
Both teams use their bench pretty sparingly, which is good to see.
And Loy was on the floor, and then Nina Whitehead told her to get off the floor, and that means North Central only had 4 players. They have 5. They have the proper amount on either side of the lane. Good job by our officials, making sure everything shipshape. And Whitehead undeterred, knocks them both down. Perfect 4 of 4 from the stripe today, and North Central back to within 7. Full court press by the Panthers. McElrath almost turned it over, able to get her balance back with Daniels defending. McElrath lost her footing. 2 Panthers collapse on her. Held ball, possession arrow back to NC. Good job by Whitehead and Daniels.
Interesting thing we mentioned, Naja Winston not playing today for the North Central Panthers. She did transfer, so had a 30-day sit-out period. That is over. She actually started at Decatur Central her first couple years as a player.
Last year at LN, averaged almost 7 points and 6 rebounds. Also pretty good distributor, 2 assists, and also good on the defensive end, 2 steals per game as well.
And a state champion.
Yep. All coming out of sectional 10, one of the top sectionals in the entire state in 4A as Loy throws it away.
You should do that stat. How many times if you get out of sectional 10, how many times you get to the state finals because of the competitiveness there. That and sectional 8 are both pretty loaded.
This will be the side of the sectional 10 this year on the girls' side, along with North Central, Arsenal Tech, Lawrence Central, Lawrence North, and Warren Central. Hello.
Yep. Lots of great basketball every night. Always fun to see, too. Love that.
Raven Walls on the floor for the first time here, giving Rutland a breather. As the Nia King comes in as well here for North Central. Again, the Panthers will play 9, 10 to 11 players and just rotate them in and very quickly. And a turnover here in the back, or I assume you have an offensive foul.
Yeah, they're going to get Obade on a moving screen down low, trying to free up the jump shooter on the baseline.
Third foul against Decatur Central here with 5:20 left to play in the third as North Central tries to start a comeback. Driving right to the cup, Whitehead spinner falls away, tapped away from Walls. And here comes DC. Thompson red hot to start. She spun the ball in her hand, scooped it up and in, and drew the foul.
Great pass ahead. Put it to her right in stride so she didn't have to put it on the floor. All she had to do was gather it in. You're going to see the little bounce pass there. Grabs it in stride. Left hand, nothing but net. Well done.
And how about the ability for Havana there to take it with her offhand, just have it spit on her hand essentially, and bounce slightly off of the palm of her hand, and still just scooped her right up in it.
Great body control. She gets the three-point play the old-fashioned way. And it has been all Havana Thompson in this third quarter for Decatur Central.
She has had 9 of their 10 here in the stanza. She's up to double figures with a dozen. Tough shot, partially blocked potential in the King try. Thompson leaking out, finds the cutter in McElrath, who angles in, goes off the window, and has a chance at a three-point play.
McElrath has been fairly quiet offensively compared to what she's normally but everybody else has been picking up the slack. Now she's going to get an opportunity. Good push and transition again. Right now, it's got to be, North Central's got to get deep back in defensively. Their transition defense is too slow.
Timeout for North Central, a full timeout. I'd like to correct myself. It said the 9 of the 10 points before that is actually all 10 there for Havana Thompson.
I was trying to find that extra point. I'm like, who scored it?
That's what I did too, and I realized, oh no, L10. Until Aaliyah McElrath put her hand in the air and said, I'll take some of the scoring load here. She's got the first non-Havana Thompson points of the third here for Decatur Central.
Well, credit the Hawks for getting the hot hand, the basketball early on.
There's a three-point shooting going on in the first half for DC. They've attacked the basket with reckless abandon here in the third. Today's game presented by Shields Assigning Services. Chris Shields, one of Indiana's top officials. He's responsible for the assignment of officials for many major events, including the Paul Loggan Memorial Invitational. Want to be an IHSA official? We need you. Scan the QR code on your screen right now to find out how easy and rewarding it can be. Plus, your first-year license is free. Like we mentioned it every time, these contests cannot happen without officials. And you hear it throughout some of the youth level sports of, well, this game got canceled because we didn't have officials. This game got canceled, we didn't have officials. Well, they are the lifeblood, really the backbone of every high school athletic event, not just here in the basketball side of things.
And these officials could work every night. There's always opportunity. Chad Beck, Mike Terry, and Rashad Williams are officials today, doing a great job.
McElrath missed the free throw, and then a traveling violation called against Serenity Johnson. You mentioned as well, they could work every night. They'll ref girls high school basketball, boys high school basketball. They'll work lower level NAI college basketball games all up and down the state. So if you get out there in these games, you might see a lot of the familiar faces out there in the stripes.
Yep, for sure. We appreciate what they do night in and night out, giving the kids an opportunity to play.
That'll be the second foul on Aaliyah McElrath, leading scorer for Decatur Central coming into today's game. That's her second, but the team's fourth, as each team has 4 fouls. Not even halfway home yet here in this third quarter. As the intensity has ratcheted up here considerably here to start the third stanza.
North Central just trying to keep it close. They've struggled offensively.
Driving in, Harrington finishing with the offhand.
That's the way to do it. If you're struggling from the outside, take it to the basket, get something easy going. Ari Harrington did a terrific job with that little baseline left-hand drive.
And a carrying violation called against Thompson with Daniels right there in her hip pocket. DC had gotten the lead up to a game-high dozen before that basket from Ari Harrington. Layla Scott-Knox back on the floor here for North Central. Had some key points late in that overtime loss to Crispus Attucks here on this floor. And Nyla Barnes looks to be called for the reach-in foul here for Decatur Central. That's the 5th one on the Hawks, and it is against Nyla Barnes, her first.
Going to go to the free throw line. A lot of time left in this quarter to be already in the bonus.
North Central on the verge of putting Decatur Central in the bonus as well, but if you're North Central, this is a prime opportunity. You can cut into this 10-point deficit with no time coming off the clock. Harrington, the lefty, misses her first free throw of the now afternoon. I had to check my watch.
We've been inside, don't know what's going on.
Well, we do know it's cold. Our fearless director, Vince Morella, is out in the truck braving the elements. He updated us at halftime that it's still cold. So anybody that has not left their house and is just watching ISC all day, don't leave. It's cold. There's a food service. They can bring you food. You're fine.
That's right. You can watch the game. Everything you need.
Nyla Barnes looking for a 3. Long in front of her own bench. Out of bounds. Stays here with DC.
Remember, DC was so hot from beyond the arc in the first half. Now they've cooled off a bit.
McElrath weaves, spins. Shot was blocked, but the foul came first. Denia King, the guilty party for North Central. And that puts Decatur Central in the bonus with 4:02 remaining in our third frame.
Aaliyah McElrath is crafty with the basketball. Sees a lane to the basket that she can kind of sneak through. She splits the defense, gets going down the lane.
2 of 4 from the line today is the 5'7" senior.
A little below her scoring average, but she's had some help pick up the slack.
Able to knock them both down here. She's up to 7, and the lead back to 11 here for Decatur Central. Scott Knox, the ball on a string, throws it high off the fingertips of Daniels, but able to gather it back in. Tight ropes the baseline, threads it through somehow to Denia King, who's bankered in and go. Thompson, a one-handed bullet up to McElrath, who got it and somehow bent back and put it in.
That's a great catch by McElrath because that ball was about to sail out of bounds, and she somehow gathered it in and finished.
Impressive plays here from Decatur Central as their lead is at a game-high 13.
They're leaking out a little bit from the defense to quickly get to transition offense, and North Central's got to adjust.
Walls on the entry pass, turns, tough shot up and over Obede.
Raven Walls is kind of comfortable with that, just a little bit of leaner back. We saw that in the first half.
3 subs about to come in for Decatur Central at the next stoppage. 2 for North Central. A heavy populated scores table. McElrath weaves. Does not get that one to drop. Daniels with the miss. And Serenity Johnson picking her up. All 84 feet. Inside, Rutland inside position and a quick move to the hoop.
Mackenzie Rutland got a great position, and they got her the basketball. That's tough to guard when you get that deep post up.
5'10" junior with 14 points, leading the way for North Central today. A little bit of a zone look here for the Panthers, first time here in the third.
Little 2-3 matchup. They're still going to guard. Havana Thompson,
oh!
No, not enough. She's deep.
Oh!
They don't get to her.
Thompson pulling from the edge of the NC logo from way outside the arc. King cannot get it to go on the other end.
Good spin move. They get it into Walls. She's a little fake and goes the other way.
Barnes had it, lost it out of bounds. But 3 made threes in a row for Havana Thompson, and she's got 13 in the quarter.
She has really carried them. Was very quiet in the first half. I don't think she even scored. Maybe she had 2.
Had 2 free throws, and that was it. Entry pass, kicked out of bounds by McElrath. Had the first 10 of this third stanza here for Decatur Central as North Central trying to find their rhythm here. Ball pops out near midcourt where Nina Whitehead able to regather it here for NC. Final 2 to play here in the third. North Central down by 12. They've trailed by as many as 13 here in the third. Into Rutland, spins, fades away, and she got fouled, but that is a pretty spin move from Mackenzie Rutland.
Yeah, Rutland, the last time down, got that same deep post up, just went over her left shoulder for an easy 2 points. That time the defense got there, so she goes the other way. Nice spin move to pick up the foul, draw the foul.
Second one on Courtney Lee. And Rutland continues to be strong from the line. The thing I've been most impressed with her today, Jane, is whenever she has not waited to make a move. She's taken a dribble, a rip through, and she just goes.
Yeah, she's very quick move once she gets that post up.
Missed the free throw, then that one blocked on the putback by Lee on the attempt from Walls.
Walls kind of faded away and allowed for the block to happen.
Show and go McElrath out of bounds, stays here with the Hawks. Rutland has 8 of her 15 here for North Central in the third.
Decatur Central stayed hot this quarter. They have not cooled off yet.
Thompson into Barnes, who has not scored yet here in the third.
Trying to get Thompson that ball or screen off the top.
And McElrath.
Yep, that's a good call. She tried to split the defense and couldn't quite get there and shuffled a little bit down the lane.
Yeah, a little bunny hop there.
Yep.
80 seconds remaining in the third. Haley Howard attacks, floater, dances off. Got her own miss again, can't get on the second try, and Lee cleans it up.
Just missed two in close.
And Decatur Central out and leaking, but they'll wave it off with an offensive foul against Dariah Colbert, who is trying to wall off the North Central defender, and she did too good of a job of it.
Yeah, it's the right idea in terms of, but you can't hold them. You can impede a little bit, but you can't hold
Box
them back.
out.
Yep. Box out before the shot
Yeah.
goes even up.
She was just getting ready in case there was a miss.
That's right. She had the right idea.
Full court pressure from Decatur Central. Whitehead trying to break it as we had a minute remaining in the third. NC down by 11. They have trailed since the midway point of the second. Rutland popping out for a three, and she gets her second one here of the afternoon.
She's just tough to guard because she's taking you down low. You got to guard her in the post, and then she steps out and busts a three in your face.
Colbert goes in, and then Rutland fouled her. You can see the look on Rutland's face is kind of saying, I really wish I could have that one back.
Yeah. We talked about Thompson being the go-to scorer for Decatur Central on the other side. Rutland has really carried North Central in this third quarter as well.
Yeah, both have scored at least 10 points here in the stanza for their respective teams. Thompson with 13 of her 15 here in the third. Rutland with 11 of her game-high 18 here in the frame. And it's brought the Panthers back to within 8. And it stays that way, but Loy tapped the ball out of bounds on the second missed free throw from Colbert. So no harm, no foul as McElrath exits for Decatur Central, replaced by Serenity Johnson. Nice
Great
cut
pass.
inside, and finishing with the left is Serenity Johnson.
Yeah, they covered up out on the outside. About to get a steal.
Johnson kicks out to the red-hot Havana Thompson, who left it short. Lee on the offensive rebound, put back no, blocked by Rutland, who also got the miss to boot.
She might have been too close on that. Thompson's been hot from deep. That time it was just right at the three.
Yeah,
Didn't make it.
We need to step back. I need closer to the sideline. Whitehead, Harrington, Rutland had the fronting defender able to track down the errant pass, then circles with 6, scooped, and then that blocked by the elbow of Courtney Lee. Thompson fouled all the way 80 feet away from the hoop by Haley Howard.
Lee doing a good job of just staying straight up and down, making it hard for Rutland. That time she was going to her right. She knew it, and she just walled her up.
Do you like the change there from Lee? She went for the block earlier on Rutland, got called for the foul next time down.
Yeah.
She was able to correct it.
Just and make her make a tough shot. She makes that shot, she makes the shot. But this time it was great because just her body position made it so Rutland couldn't even hardly get the shot off.
Here's Thompson, who's 4 of 5 from the line today. He's been a revelation here in this third quarter, 14 of her 16. And again, she had the first 10 points of the quarter for Decatur Central.
Well, and it is definitely a welcome sight for Coach Nick Carruthers, because when you look at, they have 3 double-figure scorers, and if Thompson could come along.
Heave out of bounds by Haley Howard, trying to beat the horn, and that takes us to the fourth quarter, as it's a 12-point lead for Decatur Central, one off their game-high lead. We head to the fourth next on the ISC Sports Network.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining. Big players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that goes to my 11. Oh! That's the finish. You get a layup, take it, and an and one. Fly ball.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122-6-0 for Penn.
Oh, what a swim. 6 of them.
Headliner in that third quarter for Decatur Central, Havana Thompson, 5'10 junior, came in, had just 2 points on a couple of free throws in the first half. The third quarter, she comes out and scores 15 of Decatur Central's 23 points in the third. She was shooting from all over the park and also getting to the rim as well.
Yeah, see that ball go through, hit 2 early threes, got to the free throw line. Just was very active, looked more and more confident with every trip down the floor.
We mentioned the three-point shooting was great, 8 of 11 in the first half for DC. And then when you have Thompson stepping out, who had struggled to shoot the three, it's just kind of bled over to everybody else. They're playing with a lot more confidence here in that third quarter and kept North Central at arm's length.
Yeah, they did, finding a nice way to score. And then North Central had their own struggles from the offensive end in the third quarter.
NC led 19-17 at the end of one, but the second and third have been dominated by Decatur Central. Nice dish off the feed from Johnson into Obede.
That was a great penetration and just making the easy pass and the easy play.
Game high lead of 14 here for Decatur Central. They've come in, have lost 5 of their last 8, trying to end 2025 on a high note. Out to Loy, 3, just off target. And a quick one and done here for the North Central offense.
Decatur Central continues to try to run. Even when they don't get it, it just kind of puts North Central's defense on their heels.
Loy defends McElrath.
That's a good choice by McElrath. She didn't have numbers. You want to try to see what you got, but you got a 14-point lead. Get a great shot.
Ho-ho! Great move from the freshman Serenity Johnson, Jane, just like you called it.
And a great shot because she was able to attack the basket, little double clutch to avoid the block.
Talk about the non-seniors here for Decatur Central. McElrath held below her scoring average, but Barnes with 9, Johnson is a freshman with 13, and Thompson, as we mentioned, the junior, with 17.
Yeah, Serenity Johnson is somebody that's going to continue to keep getting better. She averages in double figures and at nearly 7 rebounds a game, so does a little bit of everything.
Loy calling for it. 3 ball, cannot find it from the corner pocket, and out off of NC.
Loy having a tough day from behind the arc. I think she can hit that shot, but she's missed 2 in a row. One of the things NC, they have not shot the ball well from behind the arc. They had a couple early on with Whitehead and Scott, Scott Knox, but beyond that, they have not really found the range.
They lead Barnes into the corner. Does Decatur Central, pirouetting and saving it's McElrath, dribbling through the entire North Central defense, and then backs it out. Going in, Loy went for the back tap, and then she got her on the shoulder.
One of the things that Decatur Central has exploited in North Central's defense is penetration. And that time you see Macy Loy just get beat off the dribble. She tries to back tap it, but you're either going to get a foul or she just may not get the ball.
In for a catch and shoot, Mia Barnes 3, off the heel, rebounded by Scott Knox. And a foul all the way opposite of the hoop. Nyla Barnes, the guilty party.
Yeah, she tried to reach in, slow that transition down.
Number 1 on Decatur Central here in the quarter. Each team got into the bonus fairly early on in that third quarter. Scott Knox at the controls here for NC as they try to battle back from a game-high 16-point deficit. So it's a 4-0 burst to start things off here for Decatur Central in the final quarter.
McElrath putting on good pressure, which you like to see, but just a little bit too much handsy across the body and trying to tip it away.
Third one on the leading scorer on the season for DC. Harrington attacking, stripped on the way there, gets it back, and then she got fouled as Nyla Barnes stripped her the first time. We'll wait and see who the foul is on against the Hawks.
Ari Harrington going to her left side, her strong. She is a lefty. That's where she likes to drive from, gets to the really good defensive play to start with, kind of tips it out of bounds, or tips it, but didn't secure it, so then she gets the second opportunity and gets fouled.
Harrington able to make the second. She's up to 8. There's the first point of the fourth for North Central. They turn up the pressure defensively.
They were able to pressure Decatur Central early on, but have not been able to since that first quarter.
Johnson with a crafty move, can't finish. Loy pushing the issue. Dancing that right hand, goes right up and over McElrath. Nice move from Macy Loy.
Good hesitation to get the defense to freeze so she could get to the rim.
And then reading that one is Scott Knox, who just misses it right in front of the rim. But then a nice steal from Harrington to the backcourt, and this one pays off.
Right now, the North Central Panthers making a little run. Decatur Central's going to get a timeout.
Full timeout for the Hawks. And after, look at the steal here from Scott Knox.
Yep.
Missed it the first time, but then following this one, Harrington to get another steal.
Little 5-0 run, just very quickly to try to get it back very quickly. Hopefully they can, if they can get this into single digits before, halfway through this quarter, maybe they've got a chance to make a run at it.
Today's game brought to you by the Paul Loggan Foundation. The Paul Loggan Foundation continues to give back to Washington Township by providing valuable resources to all athletic teams and is dedicated to supporting student athletes and enhancing athletic opportunities across the district. Be sure to attend the 6th annual Paul Loggan Invitational the rest of today and tomorrow. The Paul Loggan Foundation honoring Coach Logan's legacy and bringing our community together. On the way up here today, I took the same hallway that Coach Logan was famous for singing Peter Cottontail during winter football workouts at 6 in the morning.
Why does that not surprise me from Coach Logan?
It was, I've never been able to hear the song Peter Cottontail the same ever again. Just the deepest of deep bass voices. It was almost I could hear it ringing when I was walking up those same steps.
Pretty unique. One of a kind.
Also, all three kids, in case you're wondering, named after the three positions, the Mike, the Will, the Sam linebacker that he used to coach. Their first dog was named Blitz. Can you sense a theme from the former football coach
perhaps.
And UND player?
Yeah, perhaps. It's in your blood. When it's in your blood, it's in your blood.
That's right. Savannah Thompson returns here for the Hawks. Lit the world on fire in the third quarter with those 15 points. She'll defend Loy at the top of your screen.
North Central's got to get something going here.
And telegraphed, McElrath steps right in front, trying to beat NC to the other end. Got into the contact and put it up and in. Tough move from McElrath.
Yeah, she does a nice job of avoiding blocks. That's not how North Central's going to get back into the game. They've got to take care of the basketball and look to score quickly.
Lloyd trying to do that. Bumped by Obede, her second foul. And it looks like they called that on the floor. So it'll be a baseline out of bounds here for NC as Whitehead and Daniels come back in.
It's like they're trying to get a little offensive power going, which they need if they're gonna be able to make a run here down the stretch. Ooh.
They had
late on that pass, but she was open.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, ooh, she's wide open.
Wide open.
Missed her on the first one. Okay, go to the left side.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll give it to you.
Rutland's had a wonderful game today, 20 points. Whitehead with a backcourt steal and out of bounds off of Decatur Central. And again, with 4.5 left to go, if North Central can start stringing some things together, they can start to make this thing kind of interesting.
Especially because Decatur Central's not helping themselves.
Yeah.
They're turning the ball over. Now, North Central has not scored on it every time, but they've got to take care of the basketball down the stretch. It's not over yet.
Thompson defends Daniels. Taking the Rutland screen. Daniels turns the corner. Extra step to greatness. Couldn't finish with the left. Harrington has her shot blocked by Obede. And coming out the gate is McElrath. She does sprints and beats everybody the other end, but couldn't put her home off glass. Loy picks up the loose ball for North Central. McElrath, though, working hard and almost stole it for Decatur Central. Whitehead shuffles her feet, takes a long two with her heels on the arc.
Getting a little ragged, but they found a way to bind it. Whitehead, the senior, just calms everybody down, knocks down a 15-footer.
Thompson step back, couldn't ice the run from North Central, but the Panthers don't grab the rebound.
Well, Decatur Central's got to be a little bit more selective in their shots. That was a great shot for Thompson in the third quarter when she was hot. You're up by 9 with the basketball, 3.5 minutes. Work a little clock, get something you definitely want.
Obede pivoting and looking for help. Almost threw it away. Thompson right there tries to put that shoulder down, and she gets called for the offensive foul. That's number 3 on Havana Thompson.
And she squared up. She squared up, leading with her elbow, and not much. Everybody was standing there watching, so the official saw it as well.
That's the 5th one on Decatur Central. So North Central in the bonus for the final 3.5, down 9, as they've held the Hawks to just 1 field goal over the last couple of minutes. It's been a 9-2 run here for NC. Into Rutland, spinning, baseline. Oh, give me the scoop and a foul for Mackenzie Rutland.
Rutland does a great job of sealing. They're playing behind her, just going to try to see if she scores, which she does. Nice move where she fakes to the inside, gets the defender leaning, goes up underneath the outstretched arms. Excellent move by Mackenzie Rutland. Obaday's going to go to the bench on that one. They got to get a little bit more experienced defender in.
So Lee comes in. Rutland continues to be dynamic here at the free throw line. 23 for her, and North Central to within 6, the closest they've been since back in the second quarter. And then Thompson throws it away, and everything's starting to come undone for Decatur Central.
And it's been turnovers. They've had a couple little quick shots on the offensive end, but really they haven't even got the ball past the half court. Too many turnovers.
Gene, the Decatur Central's been held to just 1 field goal over the last 2+ minutes, as Loy had Lee holding all on her.
Yeah, it's been a 12-2 run for the Panthers, and mostly Rutland.
They're looking her way as DC goes to the zone defense. Knox hammered, can't get the bucket, but an aggressive move by Layla Scott Knox to go right through the heart of the zone defense. 3rd on Courtney Lee. North Central already in the bonus. Get a look at the cut there from Scott Knox.
Yep, she was able to slice right in there, draw the foul. Right now, Decatur Central, this is where McElrath has got to get the basketball, kind of take over a little bit. And that means take over, not to go score, but take over and run the show. Make sure teammates are in a good spot. Don't turn it over. Kind of calm everybody down.
Yeah, I think the calming nature is what Decatur Central needs right now more than anything. 2 free throws for Scott Knox. North Central and Fakara Hawkins take a timeout as they've cut their deficit down to 4. Remember, they trailed by 7 at halftime. The last time they trailed by this few amount of points, they were down 27, or they were down 30-25, midway point of quarter number 2, and that was in the middle of the big stretch for Decatur Central where they blew open a 25-all tie.
Yeah, and the 16-point lead that they had here in the 4th quarter has dwindled away with a 14-2 run by the North Central Panthers. They've done it with defense. They've done it with Mackenzie Rutland. They have get the ball inside and force Decatur Central to turn it over. Right now, Decatur Central's got to get the ball past half court, kind of get back to what they were doing.
As Gene mentioned, a 14-2 North Central run here in the 4th. And remember, they're also in the bonus with 3:04 left to play. So any foul, or most fouls against Decatur Central, are going to result in 2 free throws here for those wearing white. Yeah, tough foul for NC to take right there. Scott Knox, just her first. When you turn up the defensive pressure like you have,
yeah, but they got fouls to give.
Yeah.
It's only a 2nd foul, and you know, if she was going for the ball, I don't mind that.
McElrath
trying to get them into a trap and put them in the right spot, but North Central not able to set the trap.
Rutland with a block for Colbert. That's about the only thing she hadn't done yet here in the 4th is reject a shot.
She got that one in. She's got to check off all the statistics.
Yeah. A full box score this afternoon for the junior Mackenzie Rutland. And can Decatur Central finally find a bucket? And they've been held to just 1 basket over the last 2.5+ minutes. Thompson was nuclear hot in the 3rd and gets a clutch 3 here in the 4th.
Just a real simple inbound where she passes it in and then she steps to the corner. Nobody picked her up. That's a mistake. She's going to knock that down.
Her 4th made 3 of the day. She's up to 20 points to pace the Hawks. Knox to answer from the corner, and she got it.
Layla Scott Knox says, I'm not going to let you go and get your 3s without me getting one.
And a traveling violation against Serenity Johnson with the young lady who hit the 3 and Scott Knox coming back to force it.
Again, Decatur Central just they look hurried. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
Take the ball out of bounds, relax. These are all going to be great opportunities. Look at film and learn from it for future games.
North Central has dropped 4 of their last 5 games, trying to get back on the winning side here in the first game of the tournament they're hosting. Rutland
again, now she's going to get double teamed because she scored so easily inside.
Trying to save it, Whitehead. Lloyd dives on the floor to keep it here for North Central, and a timeout taken by Fakara Hawkins emphatically.
It's a good call because North Central secured the basketball, even though defensively Decatur Central was causing them to bobble it. Wasn't able to get it into Rutland clean.
You have both Whitehead and Lloyd diving on the floor to keep that possession there for North Central as the Panthers will take a full timeout. So that keeps them with their 30. Actually, they only have the 2 full timeouts left. So there's 1 remaining for North Central, 2 for Decatur Central. And now that you see that Decatur Central wants to double team Rutland, if you're North Central, how do you counteract that?
Well, she tried to pass out of it, and that was the right thing, but just didn't get a clean pass out. So one of the things you got to do when the ball goes into Rutland, you need to cut, find a space, if you're a three-point shooter, space that out. I would expect Whitehead and Layla Scott-Knox to find their shooting spots. But if you're someone like Ari Harrington, dive to the basket, get an easy bucket. So one of the things I think, if I'm North Central, I'm going to keep feeding Rutland, see what happens. Invite the double team, let that, Rutland's done a great job. She's got a lot of experience. She knows what to do. She just needs to make a cleaner pass. That precision pass will get them the easy bucket.
Her footwork is just impeccable.
Yep.
Whether in the first half she was ripping from the elbow and going, she had a couple threes. Here it's been all post work in the second half.
Yeah, and she's strong, so it's difficult to defend. I'm surprised. Decatur Central's committed to playing behind her, but she started to make them pay.
To make it a 1-point deficit. A little long, rebounded by Whitehead, and she got fouled off the missed 3 from Scott Knox.
Great job to keep it alive. Anytime you have a long shot, it's going to be a long rebound. Decatur Central had position but didn't box back, and Whitehead snuck in.
Number 4 on Courtney Lee, so one of the few front court players that Decatur Central has to combat against Mackenzie Rutland, is a foul away from disqualifying.
Nina Whitehead, senior guard, lots of experience. She's somebody they rely on to kind of help manage this offense.
A baker's dozen for Whitehead. Too strong, but Loy has the offensive rebound. North Central down by 3. Has Rutland calling for it, and a carrying violation called against Loy.
And you know what? Loy was just dribbling too much. She had Rutland. You got to give her the basketball. That's your hot hand. You got to see your post player down low, got sealed. Give her the ball and let her go to work.
Just 2 field goals in the last 4+ minutes here for Decatur Central. Thompson had the most recent one. A jump stop goes cross court. This is McElrath splitting a double team. Turnaround push shot doesn't drop. Lloyd taps it and gathers it in. North Central with an opportunity to tie or cut the deficit to 1 with less than 100 seconds remaining here from home. Loy spins, low pass Harrington, and it's out of bounds as Harrington had no one close to her out on the arc.
Loy just kind of rushed the pass and made it too low. Was not a great pass especially for a shooter. That would have been Harrington on the left side. Even if she doesn't shoot it, she's going to the rack and getting a layup. So a missed opportunity for the Panthers.
Lee exits for Decatur Central. Barnes comes in here. That makes her the tallest player on the floor, along with Thompson at 5'10" for Decatur Central. Tie up, backcourt, turnover, possession arrow going North Central's way. Layla Scott-Knox tied up Johnson.
Well, North Central's gone small here in the fourth quarter in the second half. They've left Walls on the bench. All their 6-footers are sitting on the bench, but that's partly because they've been pressuring, trying to come back, and they've used Rutland as the post player. She's done a fine job.
No one taller than 5'10" on the floor for either side. A bulleted pass, Whitehead to tie the game for 3. It was halfway down and out.
Rutland almost had the rebound, didn't get it.
Loy's deflection and a beautiful spin from McElrath off the window to push the lead back to 2 possessions. An unreal move from Aaliyah McElrath.
Decatur Central leaks out again off of that miss. Man, that ball was all but down, and it somehow popcorned out. Heads up play by Havana Thompson to grab the rebound and just throw it long. Hopefully, it was kind of like a Hail Mary practically. Yeah. Hopefully one of your teammates picks it up, and this time it was the scorer, McElrath. She's able to gather it in.
Are you interested to see that Decatur Central continues to throw those long passes, particularly with how helter-skelter they've been mainly here in the fourth.
Yeah, one of the things that, I mean, that was a good time to do it. Next time, now you got a 5-point lead. Now you've got take care, keep hold of the basketball. Somebody's wide open, sure, give it to them for an easy layup, but be smart about that so that you can, play the time and score. You got to know what your time left is, and they got to take care of the basketball.
Second game of the day. Next one, our final of the morning/early afternoon session on the girls' side. A rematch from last year's state tournament run. Valparaiso against Hamilton Southeastern, a top 10 matchup to wrap up the girls basketball portion here of day one of the Paul Loggan Memorial Invitational.
We've seen 2 good games so far.
Yep.
I don't expect anything less in the next one.
Pressure in the backcourt. Scott Knox trying to get it across and does to Whitehead. North Central down by 5. Loy into Rutland, low pass, and McElrath fronted and deflected it out.
Right idea, but defense had it covered.
Here comes Lee back in for DC, playing with her 4 fouls. So a little bit more height out there to try to combat the red-hot Mackenzie Rutland, who has scored 16 of her game-high 23 here in the second half for North Central. That's 35 in white. Little short shot Harrington, too much. McElrath had it, turned into a defender, lost it, diving on the floor, and then trying to save it was Scott Knox, but she slid out of bounds when she had the ball in her grasp.
Good hustle. Ari Harrington probably wants that shot back. She's made that over and over, a little 7-footer that she just couldn't get to go down. Kind of shot it long.
Haley Howard in.
You got to get defenders doing a little offense for defense here. North Central getting their defenders in. They take Rutland out so that they can crank up the pressure, see if they can get a turnover.
Freshman Denia King out near midcourt. Thompson throws that Hail Mary pass. McElrath couldn't find it over her shoulder. She and Whitehead collide. Last touch by McElrath. And North Central gets it 84 feet away from the hoop, down 5.
So that's the time. Remember I talked about, you were right. Do you want to keep doing that? No, not that. That's not the pass. She was covered up. It's a risky pass, and now you got to play defense again, and North Central has a chance to tap into this 5-point lead.
Decatur Central, I was to say they weren't applying pressure, and now they walk across. NC breaks it easily, whipping it far side. Harrington, long 3 from the sideline, short. Rutland with a rebound, nice head fake to get Lee up and in for 2.
If you're not going to give the ball to Rutland, just let her get the offensive rebound. That's good offense.
33 seconds left. Colbert spinning into the front court, goes right at Rutland, throws it up. No, Rutland saves it. And now North Central with an opportunity to tie with 25 seconds left. Harrington dumps it down low to Loy, but coming in to intercept is Serenity Johnson, and then she got fouled in the backcourt.
That's a really good, actually a good foul by Macy Loy. Ari Harrington, she being a little too unselfish. Honestly, you got to see that defender just she's on the left side.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's her strong hand. Let her go up, and you give your teammate a chance at the offensive rebound if you happen to miss. So all of those opportunities, and you can see Naj Winston coming off the bench saying that to Ari Harrington, just take it all the way to yourself.
3-point game. North Central really had their struggles in the second and third quarter, but they have put together a beautiful fourth quarter here. Their highest scoring quarter at 20 points. They've outscored Decatur Central 20-11 here in this frame. And that long stretch from about the 6-minute mark to about the 2-minute mark for Decatur Central, they had just 1 or 2 field goals, has really done them in here.
Yeah, they've just they went cold, and we talked about the 14-2 run. And if you keep going, actually, to be honest with you, it was a 18-4 run. I mean, they just kept pouring it on, and Decatur Central did not have a response, but they had a big enough lead that they've been able to hold off North Central. And North Central's had some chances here.
Yep.
They've had the ball, they've had possession, and they have not been able to score.
When he had that 3, that was 3/4 the way down, and it just rattles out. They either would have tied it or cut it to 1. I forget exactly where, but then you have the right there where it looks like Harrington's going to go right in with a strong hand.
Yeah.
And then maybe let's dump it down, try to get an and 1 here, but defensive.
I would have tied it. That 3 would have tied it. Yep.
So here's McElrath.
She's going to keep it in her hands and make them foul her.
Whitehead and King were both defending.
Again, fouls to give.
Yep.
So you got to keep playing that. North Central needs to try to go for the steal. If you don't get it, you're fouling right away. The next one will put Decatur Central to the line, but you've got to do that in this situation.
And McElrath fouled by Harrington. That's just her first. But as Jane mentioned, that's the 5th one on North Central. So the bonus is where Decatur Central finds themselves, and McElrath, she and Thompson have taken the bulk of the free throw attempts today.
Well, this is a good foul because McElrath's a 55% free throw shooter. So you play the percentages. You know, even if she hits her mark at 1 for 2, you still have time. You can get 2 quick scores. Now, if she misses both, then it'll get interesting. They've got timeouts left. See whether they go for the 3.
McElrath now 4 of 6 as Rutland back in. As Nick Carruthers, you can hear him. No foul, hands up, do your job.
Well, North Central's got to get a quick score.
Clutch free throws here from McElrath. 5-point hole for North Central. Whitehead, Harrington with 12, drives, lost it, and then she kicked it out of bounds. 2 really tough back-to-back possessions here for the Panthers.
Harrington goes to her strong side, which drives it right into the defense, and they just tapped it.
Thompson to the backcourt to McElrath. North Central has to foul. Scott Knox is there anticipating a charge, but they might have gotten Whitehead for the reach-in before that.
Yeah, it was before that charge. They actually, because McElrath put her head down and just went. If Scott Knox hadn't have stuck her hand in there, that might have been a charge.
And back to the free throw line goes Aaliyah McElrath. Had just 3 points in the first half. Now had 13 here in the second. And some clutch free throws here down the stretch to push the Decatur Central lead back to 2 possessions. Same instructions from Coach Nick Carruthers. Miss there from McElrath. 5 seconds left. North Central down by 6. Loy steps into a 3. Tried to bank it in, rolled off. And Thompson with a clutch rebound, and that ends it. North Central got the deficit down to 1 possession. They got it down to 69-66, but could get no closer today.
Just couldn't get those shots to drop down the stretch. Great job by Decatur Central to hold them off, but I love that North Central didn't lay down and die. They came all the way back.
Player of the game today presented by LD Smith Plumbing. The big dog of the game, Havana Thompson, who had 20 points to lead the way for Decatur Central today, and she went bonkers in that third quarter, scoring 15 of her 18 second-half points in the third, and she really lit it up from 3 early on, making 3 in a row like this one from way downtown.
And her teammates got her the basketball. She was feeling hot. She got an old-fashioned three-point play as well as knocking it down from behind the arc. Good job by Havana Thompson to lift the Hawks in the second half.
In our player of the game, the big dog of the game is brought to you by LD Smith Plumbing. LD Smith Plumbing, the big dog of sewers and drains. At LD Smith Plumbing and Drains, we know a thing or two about getting dirty and keeping things flowing. Hats off to tonight's big dog for leading the charge for her team to victory. Today's game has been presented by LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing, and the Paul Logan Foundation, honoring Coach Logan's legacy and bringing our community together. Final score, Decatur Central defeats North Central 72-66. Our third game of the day coming up in about 15 to 20 minutes. A rematch of last year's semi-state matchup between Valparaiso and Hamilton Southeastern. A top 10 matchup on the way. Coming up here from North Central on the ISC Sports Network.